Mr. President, as faculty marshal, I have the distinct honor to declare this the 119th Commencement Ceremony of Carnegie Mellon University, as authorized by the Board of Trustees, to be in session. Please rise for the singing of the national anthem by the vocal performance class of 2016.
Good morning. We are gathered this morning in a wonderfully free and collaborative place of study, of work, and living. We are diverse in our fields of study, our talents and abilities, our ethnicities, and the places that we call home. In light of a respect for others and with an acknowledgement of differences, I invite you to join me, if you are able, as we pray for this day and the class of 2016. Almighty God, we gather today to celebrate the diligent work and dedication of the Carnegie Mellon University class of 2016. We pause for a moment to give thanks to those who have helped these students achieve this day. For the parents, the family, the friends and peers, teachers and coaches, and all others who have provided support for these students. We choose this day to be grateful for the vision and direction of those who have helped make Carnegie Mellon University into the school that it is today. We give thanks to the Board of Trustees, professors, teachers, and staff, administration of the university, who continue to carry on the vision of having a transformative impact on society through continual innovation in education, research, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Continue to teach these students, and us as well, to look with compassion on others, both near and far. Take away any arrogance or hatred that may influence us. You give us grace and the ability to love our neighbors and to seek peace in all areas of life. Bless these students as they enter the next stages of their lives and seek to reach their full potential. Be with them as they take steps into the known and to the unknown. May all that they do and the decisions that they make honor you and the tradition of Carnegie Mellon University. We send them forth to impact society in transformative ways through their work, their lives, and their partnerships. Bless also the rest of the world, that we may learn to love. Be with us this day, and let these students bring great glory. Our heart is in the work. Amen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think you might as well sit down and relax. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, let me welcome you to the 119th Commencement of the Carnegie Mellon University. My name is Jim Rohr, and it's my honor and pleasure to serve as the Carnegie Mellon Chairman of the Carnegie Mellon Board of Trustees, and address you briefly today in my first experience as the chair. To all the students graduating today, let me begin by congratulating you on your achievement. This degree obviously represents years of hard work and self-discipline, of discovery, and different problem solving. There's no question that today the Carnegie Mellon University degree is more important and more representative and more inspiring than it ever has been in the past. The combination of the arts and the sciences coming together the way they are around the world is recognized here on this campus. And also, it's recognized that you have surpassed a high standard of accomplishment in science, art, and ideas, and that you're ready to use all of that knowledge for the rest of your lives. Congratulations to you all. If we could have a round of applause for the graduates. Just on a quick personal note, in addition to my own congratulations, a few items about Carnegie Mellon. One is, it's known for hard work. And if you think about success, there is no success without hard work. I'm going to give you a prediction today. I have a 95% confidence level that each of you will be successful. And I really do believe that. But to the extent as to how successful you are, one, there has to be some good fortune, but there has to be hard work. There's no question about that. There has to be collaboration, because in teamwork, teams over the long run defeat the individuals. They're more successful. So teamwork is critically important, and the collaboration that you've learned here on the campus of Carnegie Mellon will serve you extraordinarily well into the future. Thirdly, values. There's no question that if you live your values, you will be more successful in the long run. Stop and ask yourself from time to time if you're doing the right thing. A simple question like that. Don't forget integrity. Don't forget to respect others. You can't be a good teammate if you have no integrity, and you can't be a good teammate if you don't respect others. My last point would be humility. It takes humility to be a good teammate. And remember that arrogance kills. Arrogance kills. When you think about humility, none of you got to this graduation point by yourselves. All of you had friends, family members, mentors, faculty, staff who take great pride in what you've accomplished today. And it takes quite a team effort to be able to achieve a diploma from an institution of this quality. You couldn't have done it without them. So right now I'd like you to join me in thanking those people who have led you and helped you to achieve this wonderful accomplishment. Now, with us today at our 119th commencement are some faculty and students from Carnegie Mellon's other locations around the world. We're delighted to have them here today. As graduates of Carnegie Mellon, they are ambassadors of a distinctive university. It was here that all of them gained solid grounding in their field of major studies, as all of you have. And it was here that you learned how to collaborate with people whose backgrounds were very different from your own. And it was here that you discovered new ideas about the world and aspects of yourself. So with those of you around the world joining us today, thank you for being here, and for those who are graduating, congratulations to you. Now, another group that's here is the Board of Trustees. It's their job to uphold the values of the university, to work with the administration to develop the aspirations for the university, and to make sure that there's a strategic plan that it's being executed in order to fulfill those aspirations. We have a number of those trustees here on the platform this morning. I would like them, please, if they could stand and be recognized. Thank you. This year, Carnegie Mellon has added to its remarkable momentum with a number of new initiatives and partnerships that are contributing to its growth of knowledge in the world. We're moving forward rapidly with distinctive and collaborative education, ambitious research programs in areas ranging from energy, data science, workings of the brain, and even the science of learning. The campus footprint is growing, with plans fully underway for spectacular new spaces designed to make CMU a standard center for the 21st century higher education, with emphasis on collaboration across fields of expertise, creative problem solving, and innovation. Behind all of this growth and expansion is our dynamic president, who joined the university in 2013 from the National Science Foundation and who has already had a tremendous effect on the institution. It is my great privilege now to introduce the 9th president of Carnegie Mellon University, Dr. Subra Suresh.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all the graduates. Commencement is always a very special day, not just for the graduates, not just for the Carnegie Mellon University community, but also for family, friends, faculty, and staff. But more than anything else, it's a milestone for you to celebrate your accomplishments. You worked very hard to get here, and we are all here to salute you. As you may know, it's a Carnegie Mellon tradition to entrust the conditions of the weather for the commencement with the provost of the university. And this academic year, we further expanded that responsibility for the provost by an unofficial resolution by the faculty senate that if the provost doesn't deliver on the weather, we have the right to dunk the provost. Of course, a small incentive goes a long way, as you can see. Let me start by expressing my sincere appreciation to our chair of the Board of Trustees, Jim Rohr, for being an excellent partner as chairman of the Carnegie Mellon University Board of Trustees. In a short time, just starting July 1 of last year, Jim has brought the vision, leadership, and energy to Carnegie Mellon that made him one of the nation's greatest businessmen and a household name in the city of Pittsburgh and the region. This has helped the university make immediate improvements while also laying a great foundation for the future. On a personal note, it's been my enormous honor and privilege to have the opportunity to serve this great institution along with Jim Rohr. I would also like to recognize 3 long-serving, dedicated leaders of Carnegie Mellon: Michael Murphy, Sherry Hayes, and Fred Gilman. Michael who came to Carnegie Mellon in 1982, is stepping down as Vice President for Campus Affairs, but will remain affiliated with teaching and education in the Heinz College. Over a remarkable quarter century or more in senior leadership, Michael Murphy has served as Dean of Students and for the last 7 years as Vice President. He has brought dedication, compassion, and deep integrity to all that he has done, and that legacy will benefit the university for years to come. He has also been a great counselor and a friend to me. Thank you, Michael. After 16 years of tireless service to Carnegie Mellon, Sherry Hayes will step away from her valued role as Secretary to the Board of Trustees and as Senior Advisor to the President, and will retire at the end of June, the end of next month. Sherry has been a huge asset to Carnegie Mellon, helping to lead several governance reviews of the board and streamlining and enhancing the work of the board. She played an important role in the preparation for and approval of CMU Qatar campus more than 12 years ago, as well as the design and construction of the Posner Center, the board's first full-time home. On a personal note, Sherry played a key role in the presidential search process that brought me to Carnegie Mellon University, and in helping me and my wife Mary to transition to Carnegie Mellon University and to Pittsburgh from Washington, D.C. and Boston. Carnegie Mellon will miss her care for the board and love for the university. Thank you, Sherry. And Fred Gilman, Dean of the Mellon College of Science, is stepping down from the position which he has held since 2007. Fred has led the MCS faculty in a comprehensive rethinking of undergraduate science education, building on the college's strong history of research and education. Once a successor is named, very, very soon, Fred will refocus on his research into high-energy theory, on his education responsibilities as the Boole Professor of Theoretical Physics. But always the Mellon College proponent, he plans to continue helping the college secure external support and, of course, internal support. Fred has been a great champion of the college and a pillar of Carnegie Mellon. Thank you very much, Fred Gilman. I would now like to recognize a number of alumni groups that are in attendance today. Not those of you who are about to become alumni, but those who are already alumni. The 2016 Alumni Award honorees, would you please stand first? The class of 1966 50th reunion celebrants, please stand. As you know, Carnegie Tech became Carnegie Mellon in 1967, so it's a very special reunion class. CMU volunteer leaders who welcome the graduates and serve as alumni marshals for the colleges. Will you please stand? We know you are here working very hard. And of course, our legacy families want to recognize you as well. Carnegie Mellon is a beloved tradition in so many families, and we are always pleased to see successive generations of family members attending Carnegie Mellon. All CMU alumni here today are specially designated by the blue stoles they are wearing. We are happy to see so many of you back home here. Would all CMU alumni in attendance please stand and be recognized now? It's wonderful to have you here, and I hope our new graduates today continue this tradition and return to commencement in the future. One alumna who is certainly keen on returning to Carnegie Mellon is your new Alumni Association Board President, Debbie Yu, Dietrich College class of 1989. Debbie joined the Alumni Association Board in 2010, now co-chairs its nominating committee, and will begin her active term as president in July. While she was earning her bachelor's degree in technical writing at Carnegie Mellon, she was a reporter for the Tartan and was active in the pre-law society. Now a partner at the firm of Gallagher Sharp in Cleveland, Ohio, Debbie has been an active volunteer for the Northeast Ohio Alumni Network since 2007, having served previously as network president. She also volunteers as a Carnegie Mellon admission interviewer and is active in a number of professional and community organizations. I'm sure she will be a great representative for all of CMU alumni. I very much look forward to working with Debbie in the next few years. Now I would like to invite her to the podium.
Thank you, President Suresh. It is my honor to be here today representing the Alumni Association and congratulating you, the future community and industry leaders, entrepreneurs, industry representatives, engineers, writers, artists, and the list goes on. More than feeling honored, though, I am excited. I'm of course excited for you in reaching this milestone. I remember all too well the hard work that it takes to get to this point and commend you. I am, however, excited for another reason. Very soon you'll discover the true strength of your education that you received here at Carnegie Mellon and the power of being a Carnegie Mellon alumni. Very soon you'll see that the perseverance and intellectual curiosity that help you reach this point will serve you well as you enter the next phase of your career. As a Carnegie Mellon alumni, doors will open for you, and also you'll have opportunities to grow professionally and personally. That, however, will come with work on your part. To borrow a quote from Andrew Carnegie, anything worth having is worth working for. Therefore, it is important that in order for you to harness the true potential of being a Carnegie Mellon alum, that you work at it. So you need to stay connected with the friends that you've made here at Carnegie Mellon and help each other succeed. In addition to nurturing that Carnegie Mellon network that you've already started, you'll need to grow that network by attending alumni events on campus, in your hometown, and around the world. So how do you find these opportunities? You'll need to stay connected with the Alumni Association by updating your contact information and connecting with your regional alumni chapter. And as you see your Carnegie Mellon alumni network grow, you'll see the true benefit of being part of this exclusive alumni community. Now remember, you also have a lot to offer the Carnegie Mellon Alumni Network. So if your professor or dean asks you to speak on a panel or to mentor a student, say yes. If you have a job or internship opportunity at your company, help recruit Carnegie Mellon students and graduates. If you're asked to interview a student looking to apply to Carnegie Mellon or to get involved and volunteer for the university and for your regional network, do it. Not only will you find it to be personally rewarding, but you'll also be playing an important role in maintaining our vibrant alumni community, which will, in the long run, benefit you, as well as those who follow you. On behalf of the Carnegie Mellon Alumni Association and Board, it is my pleasure to congratulate you and to welcome you into the Carnegie Mellon community of over 100,000 alumni living around the globe. We're excited to see what the future holds for you and wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. A member of the Science and Humanities Scholars Program, today Sophie Rose Zucker is earning a bachelor's degree in chemistry with university honors and a bachelor's degree in creative writing with college honors. Sophie has been an active member of the Carnegie Mellon community, serving on the executive board of Alpha Chi Omega sorority, president of Morph, CMU's Feminist Club, and editor-in-chief of the Oakland Review, CMU's literary magazine. Following graduation, Sophie will work for Epic Systems of Madison, Wisconsin, a software company for healthcare organizations. Sophie.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Dr. Suresh. Thank you, everyone. How do I look? All right, let's begin. My heart is in the work. Ugh. Those words have followed us throughout our college careers, haven't they? They were pressed into our minds during orientation, spoken with passion and rigor by university officials, upperclassmen, and staff, as they promised us that we too would put our hearts in the work. We would be Andrew Carnegie. When I was a high school junior, those words inspired me. My favorite subject in school was Latin, and I thought I would never drink in college. Oh, sorry, it's raining, guys. I walked through Carnegie Mellon's campus, and I saw myself here in a world of people passionate about their studies and passionate about the future. When I was a freshman, my heart is in the work challenged me. I think it challenged all of us, right? Challenged us to sign up for the most student organizations at the activities fair. I don't know about you, but I think I'm still on the Tartan's D list. Challenged us to take on classes we knew we probably shouldn't be taking as freshmen, despite our advisors' recommendations. And challenged us to step out of our comfort zones. Sometimes my heart is in the work translated to work hard, play hard. And each of us interpreted that in our own way. Maybe it was going to my first college party and seeing a guy breathe fire in front of me. Maybe it was my friend who called me at 6:30 in the morning from a walk home down Moorwood just to tell someone her secrets. Or maybe it was my roommate who started research with faculty her freshman year and saw the path to her future laid out in front of her, bright and clear. As we progressed through college, though, my heart is in the work took on a nasty meaning. It became a curse, a pejorative, a joke. It became something we muttered at 3 a.m. while struggling through problem sets or during long weekends in practice rooms and acting studios. Were our hearts really in the work as we planned another event we knew nobody would attend? And were our hearts in the work at midnight on Sundays in Hunt Library, trying to finish lab reports, gorging on snack food and Red Bull? In the middle of my sophomore year, I sat in my advisor's office, asking him for guidance about what to do that summer. I didn't know where to go. I felt like I should start doing research because everyone in the chemistry department does research, and sophomore summer was too late to start research, and I wanted to take more writing classes, and I wouldn't have time for research during the year. I just couldn't do it all. I grew frantic, panicked, and I was about to cry when he just calmly looked at me and he said, "Sophie, over the past year, it has seemed that chemistry has excited you less and less, and other things have excited you more." And just like that, a whole world opened up for me. The thing was, I loved putting my heart into work. I think we all did, right? I loved hearing my friends tell me about their research, and I loved the moment I understood what they were saying. I got the science. Yay, science. But it meant something special to them, and it didn't mean anything special to me. I had spent time and energy and heart on a field I thought I could settle into and settle for. But when it came down to it, I realized it was stupid to settle when other people weren't. I realized the things that have brought me the most satisfaction during my time here were outside the classroom of my primary major. And I don't think I'm alone. It's not that my heart wasn't in the work, it was just in other work. It was in other classes, in another academic department that wasn't on the path I imagined for myself, but that made me feel like I was doing something new, something meaningful. But 2 majors weren't enough. Is enough ever enough for CMU kids? I threw myself into planning recruitment with my sorority, Alpha Chi Omega, and I spent hours with the feminist club, watching with glee as I saw an entire lecture hall filled with students taking time to hear about women's bodies. It was more than just other work. I found love in late night meetings with executive boards, performing weird skits with the chemistry department, and building a booth. Extracurriculars became another academic program, another degree, another world outside problem sets, a world of GroupMe texts, doodle polls, and Google Calendar. Who among us doesn't know this world? Whether we were RAs, TAs, research team members, team captains, or chapter presidents, no one is leaving this campus without having been a part of something outside the work we set out to do. Why did these activities seem to matter just as much, if not more, than another assignment to turn in by the midnight deadline? Somewhere along the line, the people around us became friends we connected with on a different level than just getting things done. You've probably heard that we're among the smartest, best educated, most privileged people in the world. Well, duh. Despite the trials and difficulties each of us have faced, both inside and outside of this tiny, tiny campus, we are all incredibly lucky to be, above all else, super smart. Come on, pat yourself on the back, smartasses. You know what that means, don't you? We can't waste our brains. We have an obligation to do things that matter. Carnegie Mellon has not been an amazing experience just because of our classes. As we head out to careers, to graduate programs, to our parents' couches, we must realize that sometimes what made us happiest at CMU wasn't the work itself. It was the heart put into things and the care. It was the TAs who guided us through concepts of mathematics and the friends who helped us solve problems that would never end. The advisors and professors who guided us towards paths with meaning and purpose. And the times we became mentors, leaders, and guides. My heart is in the work doesn't tell us to mindlessly dedicate our hearts to working for the sake of work. It's a promise to bring heart into work, to do the things we do with heart, with passion, and with care. Now, I'm not saying each of us should dedicate our lives to solving the world's biggest problems. Although, at least one of us should deal with the sustainable energy crisis. Chemical engineers, maybe material science, one of you? Can one of you take care of that? Thank you. But honestly, most of us are gonna spend the next 5, maybe 10 years doing stuff that isn't our dream job. And that's okay. It's normal. The things I found myself able to put the most passion into during my time here were outside the classroom. Maybe work will be like that too. Maybe some of us will struggle to find meaning in the 9 to 5, in tax forms and hour-long commutes. But what I ask of all of us, and what I hope for myself, is that we put our hearts into a work. We know how to work hard. We've spent how many years practicing it? Our more challenging work will be to work with our hearts, to bring not only skill, talent, and intelligence, but kindness, thought, and love into what we do every day, into our workplaces, communities, and families. To treat the people outside the Carnegie Mellon bubble with the same respect and wide-eyed wonder as we treated each other. To view the world as optimistically as we did here. While Andrew Carnegie was a great businessman, he's not remembered for his businesses. He's remembered for his philanthropy. Carnegie Hall, Carnegie Museums, the Carnegie Libraries, Carnegie Mellon University. Andrew Carnegie spent his entire life putting his heart into work, but his great sorrow was to wait until the end of his career to put heart into the arts, education, service, the good of the common man, the things he cared about. Why shouldn't we, in the spirit of innovation, improve upon his legacy? As we leave class of 2016, let's make "My heart is in the work" a promise to bring our hearts into our work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophie. Now we come to the presentation of special doctor's degrees awarded to honor individuals who have had extraordinary impact in areas that reflect Carnegie Mellon's strengths in the arts, sciences, scholarship, and society. Recipients of these honorary degrees have in common a notable record of achievement in their chosen fields, and they've had made, in their own domains, substantial contributions to the advancement of knowledge, the enrichment of the arts and culture, or to bettering the well-being of humanity. Provost Farnham Jahadian will present each candidate and cite the achievements that merit this honor. Then all candidates will together receive their degrees and their doctoral hoods. Farnham.
Good morning. Thank you, President Suresh. On behalf of the faculty and to our university community, thank you for your leadership. Before we start, let me also add my warm welcome to all of you and extend my congratulations to the 2016 CMU graduates today. As President Suresh mentioned, the provost is responsible for the weather. You're not laughing. Well, it's not snowing, so you're welcome. I was told by the staff not to go off script. This is the only other time I'm going to go off script. The 2016 graduates, are you ready? Excellent. Will Holly Hunter please come forward? Holly Hunter, since receiving your Bachelor of Fine Arts degree at Carnegie Mellon in 1980, your artistic talents on the stage and screen have brought you critical acclaim. During your climb to stardom, you have earned devotion from fans and recognition from your peers, including 4 Oscar, 6 Emmy, and several Golden Globe and Screen Actors Guild nominations. Your portrayal of Ada in Piano earned you an Academy Award for Best Actress, further solidifying your position among the Hollywood elite. Many of our students might be familiar with your voice work as Mrs. Incredible in the film The Incredibles. Holly, you have had an incredible career. Through it all, you have remained loyal to your alma mater, returning often to share your wisdom with the next generation of actors. For your outstanding dramatic achievement and your contributions to this university, Carnegie Mellon is pleased to award the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Robert S. Langer please come forward? Dr. Langer, with more than 1,300 scholarly publications and nearly 1,100 patents worldwide, you are one of the world's foremost biotechnologists and the most cited engineer in history. As David H. Koch Institute Professor at MIT, the former chairman of the Food and Drug Administration Science Board, and a member of 4 national academies, there has been no shortage of honors during your career. Forbes magazine named you among the 25 most important people in biotechnology. You have received more than 200 major awards, including the U.S. National Medal of Science and the National Medal of Technology and Innovation. Dr. Langer, for your vast contributions to engineering, medicine, and improving the human condition, Carnegie Mellon is proud to award you the degree of Doctor of Science and Technology. Will Sonia Manzano please come forward? Sonia Manzano, you have been a treasured member of our households for more than 40 years. Through your iconic role as Maria on Sesame Street, you entertained and educated us during our most formative years. And by bringing the perspective and culture of your Hispanic heritage into living rooms everywhere, you quietly, powerfully, and permanently changed the face of American television. Your talent as an actress are matched only by your skills as a writer, as evidenced by the 15 Emmy Awards you have shared with Sesame Street staff, and the books you have authored, including your memoir titled Becoming Maria: Love and Chaos in the South Bronx. Earlier this month, you received daytime television's highest honor, the Emmy Award for Lifetime Achievement. For your contributions to television, literature, and for your role in educating children and adults around the world, Carnegie Mellon is honored to award you the Doctor of Fine Arts. Will Jim Schwartz please come forward? Jim Schwartz, since earning your master's degree from the Tepper School of Business, you have become one of the world's most successful venture capitalists. With a keen eye for business and an intrepid entrepreneurial spirit, you founded the global technology investment firm Accel Partners. And your vision drove investments in pioneering technology companies including Facebook, Spotify, Squarespace, and Dropbox, just to name a few. In your personal life, your interests are as diversified as your investment portfolio, including passion for film, the arts, and sports. A trustee of the Sundance Institute and the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, you're also Director Emeritus of the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Foundation. But your passion for Carnegie Mellon is truly legendary. As a result of your transformational donation to the university, the Schwartz Center for Entrepreneurship will nurture countless generation of young entrepreneurs. Jim, for your contributions to global business, technology, the arts, and higher education, Carnegie Mellon is pleased to award you the degree of Doctor of Business Practice. Will Earl Lewis please come forward? Dr. Lewis, you are one of America's leading champions of humanities and the arts, and a tireless advocate for the power of diversity and the importance of technology-enhanced learning. As president of the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation since 2013, you have guided the foundation towards supporting these principles in higher education. You are not only a preeminent scholar, renowned social historian, and member of the American Academy for Arts and Sciences, you're also the author and co-editor of 7 provocative books on the African American experience. 20 years ago, then a professor at the University of Michigan, Earl, we were so young back then, and you haven't changed much. You gave the inaugural address for Carnegie Mellon Center for African American and Urban Studies. This past October, we were honored to welcome you back to deliver the keynote address for the center's 20th anniversary celebration. For your commitment and contributions to higher education, and for your many years of impactful scholarly achievements, Carnegie Mellon is pleased to award you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
Holly Hunter, Robert S. Langer, Sonia Manzano, James R. Schwartz, and Earl Lewis. By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these honorary degrees upon you with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Now I am very pleased to introduce your keynote speaker, who will deliver remarks some of you will remember for the rest of your lives. Noted social historian and author, and as of just a minute ago, an honorary doctorate degree holder from Carnegie Mellon, Earl Lewis is the 6th president of the Andrew W. Mellon Foundation. In this role, Dr. Lewis has reaffirmed the foundation's commitment to the humanities, the arts, and higher education. Dr. Lewis is also a champion of diversity in academia, enhancing graduate education, re-envisioning liberal arts, exploring the role of digital tools in learning, and connecting universities to their communities. Previously, he served as Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and the Asa Griggs Candler Professor of History and African American Studies at Emory University in Atlanta. Among his signature accomplishments at Emory was to institutionalize an effort to sustain and develop the university's diversity. Upon his departure, he was hailed as a visionary administrator, generous mentor, and dynamic educator who made a lasting impact as the university's chief academic officer. Lewis was elected as a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 2008, earned the Outstanding Achievement Award from the University of Minnesota, and the Harold R. Johnson Diversity Service Award from the University of Michigan, and has earned several honorary doctorate degrees. A native of Tidewater, Virginia, hello to all the residents of Tidewater, Virginia. Lewis earned his undergraduate degree in history and psychology from Concordia College in Moorhead, Minnesota, and his PhD in history from the University of Minnesota. Just in case you are wondering, in a few minutes you will realize that Dr. Lewis's Minnesota accent is somewhat very different from my Iowa accent, a neighboring state. Dr. Lewis.
It's actually very nice to travel the world and realize that other people have actually made their way from the Norfolk, Portsmouth, Tidewater area to other parts of the country as well, so salute. Super, thank you for that introduction. I was reminded that yesterday would have been my mother's birthday. She passed away a few years ago. She would have loved that introduction, I have to say. Good morning to you all, and I think it is still good morning. Good morning. Thank you. We gathered this Sunday morning to salute you, the Carnegie Mellon University class of 2016, for staying the course, overcoming challenges, setting aside failures, appropriately accepting success, and graduating. This is an awesome achievement, and I'm honored to share in the moment. In fact, I would like to thank Super Suresh, President of CMU, and Provost Farnham Jahanian, as well as the Carnegie Mellon University Board of Trustees, for this wonderful opportunity to receive an honorary degree from this spectacular institution. My personal relationship with Carnegie Mellon began over 3 decades ago, when my good friend Joe Trotter, Dr. Joe Trotter, invited me to speak about my research on African American migrants. Inevitably, that opportunity yielded the privilege of serving on the CMU Humanities and Social Sciences College Review Panel, chairing an external review committee for the History Department, and having the chance to assist Dr. Trotter in funding and launching CAUSE, the Center for African American Urban Studies and the Economy, which has just recently celebrated its 20th anniversary. Yes, that's great. Now, I am both humbled and delighted to speak on behalf of this year's very diverse and distinguished class of honorary degree recipients, a group that includes, as you've heard, an acclaimed stage and screen star who counts among her accomplishments an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and 2 Emmys, a television icon and Emmy Award-winning writer and actress who has influenced the lives of millions of children, a prolific innovator with over 1,100 patents worldwide, and one of the most successful venture capitalists in the world. Graduates, make a note to yourself. Learn more about these folks. It is also an honor to be standing here before a group of students that has been vetted by the vigorous academic standards and requirements of one of the world's finest universities. You have been given the Carnegie Mellon stamp of approval, and with it comes a certain level of attainment and responsibility. Now, many years ago, as you've heard, I walked across a similar stage at a small liberal arts college in Minnesota to accept my diploma. Like many of you, I was able to join the ranks of the newly educated because someone believed in me. In my case, it was started with my maternal grandmother. While her dream was deferred, she strategized to ensure that my dream would not be denied. It was the early 20th century, and my grandmother had saved money twice to attend St. Augustine College in Raleigh, North Carolina. Each time she did, her father asked her for the money to save an older brother from losing his home. And the sad truth is, he lost that home during the Great Depression. A domestic in the segregated South for most of her working days, my grandmother preserved her dream of being educated by passing it along. When it came time for her daughter, my mother, to graduate from high school, my grandmother sent her first to the Norfolk Division of Virginia State, today's Norfolk State University. But my grandmother feared the demands of living at home would distract my mother from her studies. So this God-fearing, church-going woman played the daily number, or what was referred to back then as the poor person's lottery. And she won. Even though my grandmother could have used that money to ease the burdens of her own life, she chose instead to send my mother to St. Augustine College because she believed just that fervently in the transformative power of education. When I came along, the only question I was allowed to entertain was, which college will you attend? So I stand before you today because of my grandmother's determination to pay a dream forward. My mother and I inherited the belief that the educated have a responsibility to pay back the faith invested in them by working to, in some way, improve the world. Let's see a show of hands. How many of you have family, friends, and teachers who backed and supported you through your higher education experience? Thank you. Please join me in recognizing these special individuals with a raucous round of applause. Their job is done. In fact, if you listen closely, you'll hear some sighs of relief coming from parents in the audience. Now your job, like mine when I graduated, is to never confuse the attainment of an education with what it means to be educated. Graduation marks a moment in time when you have assembled the necessary credits to earn a degree. But being educated requires you to deploy the discipline of mind that comes with the pursuit of knowledge for the betterment not only of yourself and your family, but also the greater society. I graduated in the post-Vietnam era of gas lines, student protests, and racial desegregation. I knew what had been and what was happening at the time, but I had no idea what to expect in the years and decades to come. For example, in 1978, it was nearly impossible to conceive of desktop computers, much less a world so completely integrated with powerful personal computing ability that resides in a phone. Just think about that. It hasn't been that long ago. Back then, when I imagined the future, I pictured a world akin to the Jetsons. There are people in this audience old enough to remember the Jetsons. a primetime animated series that predated The Simpsons by almost 30 years. Its world was populated with space-age families, sassy robots, and flying cars. Computers delivered both instant meals and instantaneous medical diagnosis, and cures for diseases were just one individually formulated pill away. Flash forward to today, and flying cars are still a matter of fantasy, but we aren't that far away from a semi-autonomous automobile. Gene mapping is almost commonplace in the development of customized treatment plans. Robotics is now offered as part of the curriculum in many high schools across the United States, and artificial intelligence protocols, such as IBM's Watson, regularly beat humans at games of knowledge and logic. It is said that at CMU, you do not imagine the future, you create it. But indulge me for a few seconds. Look ahead, graduates. Look ahead to 25 years from now. What do you see? Marriage, children, sadly maybe divorce, and success. It's true. But what about on the technology front? Will it be that the discipline of robotics has ushered in a new age of productivity and profitability? A world where artificial intelligence alters the makeup of the work as well as the composition of the workforce. Today, a single retailer can employ nearly 100,000 people around the nation to move products from regional sites to consumer homes. There is, however, speculation that robots could replace these workers in short order, not next year, but tomorrow. What happens then? Do we simply shrug and acknowledge that progress always comes at a price? Or do we examine the broader social and economic implications? Graduates, many of you will certainly be the architects of the next technological revolution. But while you are developing devices and programs that enhance efficiency and perhaps even save lives, you must also simultaneously challenge yourselves to solve for the impact of these advancements. As our economy shifts away from a human-based workforce to machine-driven labor, will you make accommodations for the newly technologically disenfranchised? Undoubtedly, CMU has prepared you to meet the exponentially increasing technological demands of a growing global economy in a more environmentally conscious manner. But what additional tools and insights might you need to be both successful contributors and successful global citizens? 25 years from now, will the courses that you took in history, philosophy, and literature, your experimentation with theater and the arts, or your interdisciplinary courses and study abroad prove just as useful as the work that made you a student of science, math, and engineering? Or not? For those of you in the arts and the humanities, will the value of your degree decrease in a technology-focused world or increase because people with your background and training are suddenly in short supply? It is critical that all of you envision yourselves as part of the creative society, which produces creative solutions. Though historically we have looked to those coming out of the arts and the humanities to help us transform what we know and how we know it. Today, engineering, math, and computer science have truly evolved into creative disciplines. More people worldwide are familiar with Siri than any book, play, or essay written in the last 100 years. The engineers and technologists at Apple have created something that has infiltrated our consciousness like few other works of art ever have. And that's actually important to think about and dwell on and think through the implications. Yet science, engineering, and math alone are not enough. Case and point, 9/11. Despite the utilization of very sophisticated machinery and highly skilled technicians, we failed to intercept the terrorists because 9/11 had more to do with religion and ideology than with probes, drones, and surveillance devices. Similarly, engineers successfully built a well in a West African village not too long ago to ensure a ready supply of clean water, yet failed to take into consideration broader cultural implications. To their surprise, the women who hauled the water continued to walk all the way to the river, despite the risk. When questioned by anthropologists, the women explained that no one had asked them where to build a well. You see, the hauling of the water had a social function as well as a utilitarian one. The women used the time to socialize and get away from their children and the menfolk. Both of these examples serve as a powerful reminder that studying a multiplicity of perspectives has real worth when we're trying to solve real problems. Human interaction, as we all well know, is messy. It's not always scientifically based or mathematically predictable, nor is it linear. Sometimes you simply cannot get from point A to point B in a straight line. This is to suggest that the world is complex and the issues that we face are indeed complex. And it requires that technologists consult with social scientists, that humanists work with engineers, and that scientists and artists collaborate to solve problems and chart new possibilities. Graduates, as we move forward in life, and as you move forward in life, you must strive to be in conversations across lines of difference exchanging insights and ideas in a profound and noble way with people of different racial, academic, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Luckily, today's technologies eclipse time and distance, making it possible for you to connect in real time with people in different geographic zones across the United States and around the world. You will also need to recognize the importance of being embedded in community and actively working to improve the American form of democracy. That's not just about voting. It's about the ways in which we think about the opportunity for all and actually being able to gather information across a broad spectrum of media that will allow you to fashion your understanding of the world. Or to put it bluntly, to be able to tell the difference between garbage and the real stuff. Now, if this election cycle is a harbinger of things to come, successfully sorting the garbage from the real stuff will become the hallmark of an enlightened citizen. Yeah, we can think about that for a second. And this would be true whether you are in Berlin, Beijing, or Birmingham. You must remember to ask why, to research independently, to pursue truth, and to affirm your commitment to honesty, integrity, and the common good. Now, look to the future once more, to your 25th reunion. This time, what do you see? More changes in the technological landscape? Greater diversity? How about improved connectedness? Hopefully, you see your future selves as inextricably linked to America and the world, both the opportunities and the challenges, because you haven't shrunk from either. Keep looking. Are you a key player in the creation of a new and technologically responsible golden age? Are you balancing your desire to create bigger, better, faster with the need to sustain a healthy and vibrant economy in which all members have a stake? More specifically, are you the leader that Carnegie Mellon has prepared you to become? Or are you merely participating in the creation of cool, new stuff? I challenge you. I challenge you because you're the best and the brightest, as you've heard and you will hear, no doubt, many more times over the course of this day and the next few days. So, graduates of 2016, stand up. And I would ask that you repeat after me. We, the 2016 graduating class of Carnegie Mellon, will do the unimagined. We will discover the unscoverable. We will change the world responsibly. Let's try that one more time. We will change the world responsibly. And then one more time. We will change the world responsibly. Thank you. You may sit down. If you remain faithful to this moment in time, you will have done far more than earn a degree. You will have used your skills, talents, and intellect for the benefit of all. I am confident that you understand the significance, and I am grateful to have had this opportunity to see you off on your journey. I'm truly excited for you. I'm excited for the world, and I extend my sincerest congratulations. Do well, graduates, and do good, because you can. Thank you.
Dr. Lewis, you have called on our students to embed themselves in their communities and change the world responsibly. Your own career has been a reflection of that same commitment. It's been an honor to have you as our keynote speaker. Once again, please join me thanking Dr. Earl Lewis. It is now my pleasure to recognize the faculty members who have been recently accepted the emeritus status. Like all of our educators, these distinguished individuals are scholars, scientists, artists, and above all, teachers. I wish to take a moment to acknowledge the mark they have made at CMU. Through the support and encouragement they have provided to our students, and through their tireless commitment to the pursuit of scholarship. The names of the 22 retiring faculty are projected on the screen. Those retiring faculty who are present this morning, please stand as I read your name. Please hold your applause until I've read all the names. Diane Covington, Chemistry and Biology Librarian, University Libraries. Al Bloomstein, J. Eric Johnson, University Professor, Heinz College. Steve Feinberg, Maurice Falk, University Professor of Statistics and Social Science, Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Thomas Ferguson, Professor of Physics, Mellon College of Science. Al Rudnicki, Research Professor of Computer Science, School of Computer Science. And Donald Thomas, Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering, College of Engineering. Please join me in thanking all of the Carnegie Mellon's emeriti faculty for their service and dedication to the university. I will see you all at the dunk booth over there in the corner at the end of the event. You know, I should have started the morning by singing the theme song for Sesame Street, Sunny Days. But I would now like to recognize those faculty members who were recently honored with the title of University Professor. The title of University Professor is the highest designation a faculty member can receive at Carnegie Mellon. University professors are distinguished by international recognition and for their contributions to education, artistic creativity, and/or research. I am pleased to announce that 3 faculty members have joined the distinguished ranks this year, nominated by the university professors, deans, and department heads, and approved by President Suresh. The first newly appointed university professor I would like to congratulate is Marlene Berman, George A. and Helen Dunham Cowan Professor of Cognitive Neuroscience, Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Marlene, please stand and be recognized. I'm also pleased to congratulate the other 2 university professors who could not be here this morning. Jonathan Calkins, Stever Professor of Operation Research and Public Policy, Heinz College. And Yelena Kovacevic, David Edward Sharam Professor and Head of Electrical and Computer Engineering, College of Engineering. Please join me in a round of applause for these new elected university professors. We will now begin the formal conferral of degrees on all students who have duly completed the requirements of their programs to the satisfaction and approval of their faculty members. The commencement program gives each student's degree and area of study, which will be called out and celebrated at the departmental diploma ceremonies. I encourage families and friends to look and listen beyond just your own graduates listing to get a sense of the unique educational environment at Carnegie Mellon. and also to appreciate the many areas of interest and expertise in this graduating class. I wish to begin by acknowledging the achievements of this year's group of doctoral candidates. These outstanding scholars received their academic hoods at a special ceremony yesterday afternoon. In earning their doctorates, they have made a commitment to a life of scholarly pursuits and have reaffirmed the importance and prominence of Carnegie Mellon as one of the nation's premier research universities. I would invite the doctoral candidates, please rise and be recognized. There were many, many more last night. Please sit down. In addition, we're pleased today to officially confer bachelor degrees to students graduating from Carnegie Mellon University, Qatar. These students earned degrees from the Dietrich College, the Mellon College of Science, the School of Computer Science, and the Tepper School of Business. At this time, I wish to recognize the Dean of Carnegie Mellon University, Qatar, Dean Ilker Baybars, who has been an exemplary leader of our campus in Doha. Dean Baybars, please stand to be recognized. Candidates, I will now give you some directions on what to do next. Are you ready? We will ask degree candidates from each college to stand and be recognized as you are called upon by your dean. When all schools and colleges have been recognized, President Suresh will then ask all students to stand again, at which time he will formally confer your degrees. Are you with me? If you're not, just follow the person next to you. For the conferral of degrees at the university level, when we call for degree candidates to stand, we will be calling for the broad categories of bachelor's, master's, or doctoral level candidates. I will now call on the dean of each school or college to present its candidate for degrees. President Suresh, please join me at the podium. To begin, I wish to recognize James Garrett, Dean of the College of Engineering.
Will all the candidates from the College of Engineering please rise with enthusiasm and noise. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral candidates from the College of Engineering. Will the new College of Engineering graduates please be seated?
Dan Martin, Dean of the College of Fine Arts, could not be here today due to illness. We wish him... You don't listen well either.
They're graduating. They don't have to listen to you anymore.
Dan, if you're watching, we wish you a speedy recovery. To present the candidates from the College of Fine Arts, on Dan's behalf, I now recognize Eric Anderson, Associate Dean. Eric?
Will all the candidates from the College of Fine Arts please rise with even more enthusiasm and noise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts. Will the College of Fine Arts graduates, the new College of Fine Arts graduates, please be seated.
I now recognize the Dean of the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Richard Shines.
Okay, Dietrich, the bar is high. If you can still feel your toes, will the candidates from the College of Dietrich please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Dietrich College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Please sit.
I now recognize the Dean of the Heinz College, Ramaya Krishnan. You may applaud now.
Will all the candidates from the Heinz College please rise with the great poise and decorum that characterizes us? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the master's and doctoral candidates from the Heinz College. Will the new Heinz College graduates please be seated?
I now recognize the Dean of the Mellon College of Science, Fred Gilman, who is completing his final year, as you heard, as Dean. Fred, your dedication to Mellon throughout more than 8 years of leadership has built the foundation for the college's future growth and success. Fred, thank you again for your service.
Thank you. Not to be outdone, will all the candidates in the Mellon College of Science please rise? Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our distinguished faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Mellon College of Science. Will all the new degree recipients please be seated?
I now call on the Dean of the School of Computer Science, Andrew Moore.
Will all those candidates who are not currently too busy finalizing your Series A round of funding for your startups from the School of Computer Science please rise? Whoa! Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the School of Computer Science.
Please be seated. I now call on the Dean of the Tepper School of Business, Robert Damon.
A very nice try by the other colleges and schools, but we'll show them how it's done. Will the candidates from the Tepper School of Business please rise? That's how it's done. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree candidates from the Tepper School of Business. Will the new Tepper School graduates please be seated? Thank you.
Carnegie Mellon is proud to lead the world in interdisciplinary research and education and nurture several university-wide inter-college and joint degree programs. I will now present the candidates from these special programs. With all the candidates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral candidates in our interdisciplinary programs, please rise. Mr. President, upon the recommendation of our faculty, I have the honor of presenting the candidates from our university-wide, inter-college, and joint degree programs. I would ask these candidates to please remain standing. I would like to invite students from all other schools and colleges to once again please stand for the official conferral of degrees by President Suresh. President Suresh.
Thank you, Provost Jahanian. By virtue of the authority granted to me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer these degrees upon these candidates with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I'm pleased to join the deans and the faculty of the entire university in congratulating you. Congratulations. Will all the new bachelor's, master's, and doctoral graduates of Carnegie Mellon University please be seated? It was just last year that we reached 100,000 living alumni of the university in more than 100 countries. With this commencement ceremony, with you graduating today, we begin CMU's march toward 200,000 living alumni. When I called Earl Lewis to be our commencement speaker this year, several months ago, he asked me what should he talk about. I said he can talk about whatever he chooses to talk about. We never compared notes. I had no idea until he started to speak what he was going to talk about, and he had no idea what I'm going to say now. It's all good. It turns out that we are approaching the same theme from very different angles. Unbeknownst to each other, we are focusing on a similar theme. Early this year, a group of CMU faculty members and I traveled to Switzerland to attend the World Economic Forum in Davos. For this meeting, which attracts world leaders, technologists, industry leaders, policymakers, writers, filmmakers, performers, and the global media, the World Economic Forum chose the theme, the Fourth Industrial Revolution. The first industrial revolution, which started in the late 18th century, created mechanization. Specifically, according to one perspective from the World Economic Forum, it was the year 1784, and the catalyst for this revolution were steam, water, and mechanical production equipment. A major outcome of this revolution was the emergence of industrialized cities where some form of human or animal labor could be replaced by mechanical labor. Each revolution created more advanced forms of manufacturing and altered the global economy in unprecedented and irreversible ways. The second industrial revolution, which started in the late 19th century, created mass production. The catalyst for this revolution, considered to have begun in 1870, were the division of labor, electricity, and mass production. A major outcome of this revolution was the emergence of industrialized regions and economies of scale. The third industrial revolution, which started in the late 20th century, created unprecedented automation. The catalyst for this revolution considered to have begun in 1969, where microelectronics, information and communication technologies, the internet, robotics, and automation. A major outcome of this revolution was the emergence of global production networks, and the input costs were significantly altered. The fourth industrial revolution, which many leaders who were gathered at the World Economic Forum focused on, is believed to be occurring now in the early part of the 21st century, although no one is quite sure when exactly it began. In my view, what makes the fourth industrial revolution unlike the previous three stems from at least a few key factors. The speed of change, the role of the individual citizen of the world, whether he or she is educated or uneducated, is rich or poor, lives in a developed country or a developing country, he or she can engage in a two-way communication at the cutting edge of the fourth industrial revolution at lightning speed. Individual empowerment, scale in which the individual can do enormous good and equally enormous harm. The scope of change, the impact of that scope of change on the global system, intended versus unintended consequences, known unknowns and unknown unknowns. You are graduating at a particularly exciting time where the convergence of technologies and human interactions with those technologies is creating new possibilities and new challenges, new solutions to problems, and new threats that create major new problems in many domains of day-to-day life. On the one hand, the convergence of the digital, physical, and biological worlds is generating unprecedented questions and concerns about how governments and individuals will address such issues as employment, income levels, equality, ethics, security, policy, confidentiality, social justice, taxation, diplomacy, and global interactions. At the same time, the intersections of the real and virtual worlds and the tug of war between natural and artificial intelligence are creating interesting questions about the ways in which the 21st century will unfold during your lifetime. In your careers, say 50 years from now, Earl Lewis talked about the next 25 years, whether we emerge as better human beings or not will critically depend on how you shape the fourth industrial revolution, how you use or abuse the tools at your disposal, intentionally or unintentionally. Nobody is better prepared to shape the world than today's graduates of Carnegie Mellon University. CMU faculty, students, and staff played a pivotal role in their pioneering work that enabled many of the technologies that are critical to the fourth industrial revolution: computers and computing, robotics, mobile communications, big data, deep learning, science of learning, artificial intelligence, human-machine interactions, tools for cybersecurity, and the Internet of Things. CMU has purposefully emphasized to you during the course of your education here the importance of connecting the sciences, engineering, business, and technologies with human creativity and the arts, humanities, social, behavioral, and decision sciences, and policy. CMU's own Dr. Herbert Simon, Nobel Prize-winning pioneering professor, said in 1971, "A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention." To paraphrase it differently, a wealth of information can create sometimes enormous confusion between what Earl Lewis called garbage and the real stuff. Nobody is better prepared than you to use a wealth of information deliberately, using careful thought, reflection, and evidence to address major societal problems. Our 5 honorary degree candidates are role models in that important connection between technologies and the human condition that will unfold in the coming years and decades. Holly Hunter and Sonia Manzano used their beginnings at CMU to excel in the arts and the entertainment world. And Sonia skillfully combined entertainment and education to inspire young minds. Bob Langer is a pioneering engineer whose work at the intersections of engineering, science, and medicine shaped new technologies. Our own alumnus, Jim Schwartz, excelled in creating new business opportunities, economic value, and societal impact on a global scale for those kinds of rapidly emerging technologies. Earl Lewis, with a keen eye and knowledge of history, used the past to shape the present and the future by applying his intellect and energy to expand diversity in academia, to connect the digital world with the humanities, and through his leadership roles in academia and nonprofits. As many have said, and as I have said before, that some of the greatest technological achievements of the 20th century have played a major role in creating some of the toughest grand challenges of the 21st century. As CMU graduates and global citizens, you have exceptional talent and unique cross-disciplinary perspectives that will enable you to face and address these tough problems without creating new challenges for the next revolution. My congratulations to you, to your families and friends, and my enormous gratitude to you for sharing your time with us during the past few years. Congratulations. You don't have to spend a lot of time thinking whether to dunk or not to dunk. We will conclude today's ceremony by singing the Alma Mater by the vocal performance class of 2016. We invite you to please rise and sing along. The words to our Alma Mater can be found in your program. Also, please remain standing at the conclusion of the Alma Mater for the recession. Thank you.